Hello, millionaires. Welcome to the Millionaire Money Podcast, episode 9. Today's topic is Big Hat, No Cattle, how to escape the consumerism trap during the holidays. Stay tuned. All right, family, let's get into this one. So, like I said, we're going to be talking today about how to escape the consumerism trap during the holidays. Now, when I first got started in my financial freedom journey, there was a book that I read. I read quite a number of books, and like you guys know that I read a lot of books. Anyway, I read this one book. It was a game changer. One of the things that this guy did was he spoke about the misconceptions that we have about people who are millionaires. And one of the topics he talked about was the fact that a lot of people imagine that millionaires are the people who are showing off what they have. So a lot of people will think that the millionaires are the flashy people around you. And especially right now, we live in this social media age where people are extremely flashy and everybody wants to show only their highlight reel, right? Like some of you guys who follow me on Instagram or Facebook, you know that this last week I had shared how I did our last podcast episode. I literally had I'm not even going to talk about it here, but anyhow, I'm not just about the highlight reel, but a lot of people do the highlight reel and they want you to think that life looks like this when it doesn't always necessarily look that way. We don't see people's humanity. We don't see what people are actually living. And not even just that, you will have people in this generation where they actually pretend to be someone that they're not. Like people who will actually go out of their way to rent cars, to rent places to be in, to do videos, to try to be somebody that they're not. And before, when I was just learning about money and kind of before I was a millionaire, I do remember having this misconception myself that the millionaires were the people who were the flashiest. And I remember reading this book and he talked about how what most people don't know or don't recognize is that a majority of the millionaires in your life, a majority of the millionaires that may be in your circle, in your sphere, if you walk past them on the street, you would never know that they were a millionaire. And it's the truth. I can tell you guys, hands down, 1,000%, 1,000%. Some of the wealthiest people that I have met are the most unassuming people you could ever imagine. I have met some people who are worth amounts of money that most people can't even dream about in their lifetime. And I remember you just talk to them and it's like they're just so laid back, so chill, so all of that. And I remember reading that. And in the book, he talked about how you have people who are not millionaires, and yet in wanting to present like one, because they were not, they didn't know that most millionaires don't need to prove anything to anyone. But these guys would not be millionaires, and they would be the ones who are spending and looking like $1 million, and they have nothing on the inside to show for it. And this guy said that in Texas, hey, to all our Texas people out here, I've been seeing quite a few of you guys out in Texas listening to the podcast, so hello. He said in Texas, they had a phrase for that, which was big hat, no cattle. Or I could put it in my words, big talk, no substance. Big show, no cash flow. Let's just keep going. You know what I'm saying? You have these people who have a big presentation, but there isn't much behind it. And on a practical financial level, this looks like people who will have the flashy car or have the big gifts in the holiday season, have this and have that, but the bank account is now going in the negative to be able to support that. Or the bank account is taking a very heavy hit to be able to support that. And it's like this presentation of, oh no, everything's great, everything's fine, oh yeah, it's all great. Now, let me just preface this conversation with this. Is it a bad thing to have nice things? No. If you know me, you know that one of the big things that I am not about. I hate it when people do this, is when they'll tell you, you can't buy the coffee if you want to become debt free. You can't buy the latte if you want to build financial freedom. You can't spend money, like all of that stuff. I think that stuff's stupid because honestly, you have a lot of people who end up trying to cut their expenses tight. And then at the end of the day, they're not actually building wealth. And because they're not actually building wealth, they feel miserable. Because they feel miserable, they're not going to do the things that are going to help them build wealth. And life is sucking and money isn't actually growing. So let's just put that there. Like, I am not saying that you're not allowed to spend money and buy things and blah, 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 blah. However, what we are going to be talking about in this episode is the biggest temptation that you are currently facing as the sleigh bells ring, snow is glistening, and for some of you not in Texas, where you're seeing snow, right? The biggest temptation that you are seeing and feeling for many of you in this season, which is shopping. Yes, but not just shopping, not just any shopping. I want to talk to those of you who know that the problem right now is over shopping, overspending, overdoing, and many people who end up forgetting your assignment during this season. Now, let me just say this. I know that some of you guys are literally going to hit skip. If you have not already hit skip on this episode, some of you are going to be hitting skip on this episode and you're going to be like, Toyin, I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear what this woman has to say about this. But guys, you already know me. I'm going to talk about it because nobody else is going to talk about it with you. Nobody else is going to talk about it with you because they're trying to sell you something in this season. Here's my Christmas special. Here's my holiday that. Here's this, here's that, okay? Now let's talk about it. Sorry guys, I am coming out with my full Niger accent on this episode because I need some of you to hear me well, okay? In this season, many people forget their focus. They forget their focus. Why? Because it's the month of December. Because the malls are ready for you. Your Facebook, your YouTube ads, your television advertisements, all of them together have been coming for you. Why do people forget their assignment in this month? Because for some of you, you have an image to uphold. Don't laugh at my British accent, but you've got an image to uphold, and you don't necessarily admit it, but you know that you've got an image to uphold. Some of you guys, you have this feeling, this sense that people are counting on you in this season. And that's what you tell yourself. My people are counting on me. They're counting on my gifts, okay? And what this ends up doing is I meet a lot of people who will lose in 1 month what it took them 12 months to gain. But it's not just that. It's not just about spending in 1 month what it took you 12 months to grow and gain, or 6 months or 4 months. It's that you are now starting from scratch in 2022 with nothing to show except for 15 seconds of fuzzy feelings. Oh, yeah. That feels so good. It feels so great. And then by 2022 February, you don't even remember. Most of you don't even remember what you bought, what you got, what you did. All of it, gone. Now, most people will say, Toyin, come on, stop being a Grinch. Stop being like this, okay? This is the holiday spirit. This is the holiday season. But I really want to challenge the way you're thinking, okay? Why is this the definition of what we do in December? And I'm talking specifically about the consumerism hype that happens in December. Is this really what the holiday spirit needs to look like? Or is it simply what you saw growing up? Is it simply what you're feeding your children, and so they respond to you with what you're feeding them? Is it simply what your friends are doing this season? Is this the holiday season? Yes, it is. Is it Christmas time? Oh, yes, it is, baby. But this season of Christmas can mean very different things to very different people. And if you don't get conscious about your December, y'all, if you don't get conscious that in this month, all the consumerism giants have prepared the whole year for your wallets, you are going to set yourself up to fail. What's going to happen is this. You end up working all year. You earn whatever amount of money you earn. So you could earn $50,000 a year, $100,000, $500,000 a year, $3 million a year. I don't care how much money you earn per year. Because they will find the right gift and things and temptation that fits your wallet where you are. So if you are at 3 million a year, they will find a 3 million a year thing for you. If you are at 20 million a year, they will find that for you. If you are at 1 million a year, they will find it. And if you are doing 20K a year, they will find yours too. And guess what they're going to tell you? They're going to tell you, come on, girl. Come on, dude. Just go ahead. You've earned it. You've done the work. It's your time. Just go ahead. Take it easy. It's the holidays. And the one thing, so this episode, I want to ask you guys some questions, okay? I want to challenge our autopilot thinking in this season. I want to be that person, that friend that helps you to just pause and think, okay? So ask yourself, is this spending, this month's spending, is this really my end goal? Like, did I really work all this year for this? Is this what I was working for? Or is my dream bigger than this? And it's a real question. If it's not, that's okay. Like, if genuinely you worked all year so that you could get the game, then go ahead. By all means, get the game. Or you worked all year so you can buy Christmas gifts, go ahead. Buy the Christmas gifts. Whatever it is. You want to be able to, like, impress your family or whatever it is. Like, go ahead. But just ask yourself first. Is this what is this what I've been working for? Or is my financial vision for my family bigger than this? What is my financial vision for my family? The people who spend the most in this season without thinking about it are the people who don't even know what their financial vision is. So of course, there's money in their wallet. They have to spend it. That's what the money is for. It's for spending. But you want to ask yourself, like, what is the long-term goal here? And then you ask yourself, I'm giving y'all a ton of questions out here, okay? Will the decisions that I make this next 4 weeks take me closer to that goal or farther away from that goal? Now, Toyin, are you saying we shouldn't buy gifts? Like, are you saying that all of us should just become Scrooges for Christmas and not do anything? Go ahead. Do what you want, but what I am saying is do it with your two luku eyes. As my people will say, do it with your eyes wide open. Because way too many of us kick into autopilot once November hits and the ads start and the temptations start and you start stocking up on junk. Seriously. Like, I'm going to talk straight with you guys. A lot of people will spend this month stocking up on foolish things that you really will not use 1 month from now. And you know it. Clothes that you know you will not wear is going to have a tag on it by the end of next year because you just bought it because the money was available to you and the item was on sale. And do I get good deals? Like, okay, yes, Black Friday, Boxing Day. I usually will have one or two things where I'm like, okay, I know I need this thing. I'm going to get it anyway. Or I want this thing. I want to get it. So I'm going to get it on sale. So I'm not saying you can't spend. But I'm just saying it's different when you're on autopilot and when you're being fully intentional about what you're doing. And that's what I want to address is the intentionality around where your wallet is in this season and what your priorities are in this season. Because you get to decide whether you're just going to go along with the crowd, pretending to have what you don't yet have. Okay? Because there's a lot of people who will spend money they don't have to impress people that don't care and then regret it later on. And in that place of spending money you don't have, you end up losing out on what you really, really want. One of the things that I have discovered about this season, like for me, guys, this season of Christmas is a very amazing season. I love this season. I am so intentional about this season. And for me, this is one of the seasons where I love getting to be with family. I truly do. I truly enjoy just chilling with my family, chilling with my extended family, my husband's family. I enjoy being together. It fills my heart. I'm just one of those people. I'm sure all of you guys are. It's a season where we get to be with family and love on people and catch up with people and see where they've been and what they're up to. This is also a season where I personally fast and pray and seek God's face for the next year. This is a season where I'm intentional about getting away in a few days and just having solitude and silence and being with him and hearing, what do you want to say to me that is going to accelerate my journey? What else do you want to say to me about who you are and who I am? It's a season where I truly up level on the inside. This is a season for me where I reflect. It's a season of reflection where I think about, for me, the birth of Christ and Jesus Christ. That's what I mean. And what that means for me, what that means for my eternity, what that means for my being forgiven and relationship with God. For me, this is a beautiful season. This is a glorious season. I think that many of us our eyes have gotten so filled with the legit consumerism of this season. And it's so funny because when I started, a couple years back, I've always been in awe in this Christmas season. I've always been in awe, just awe. I just think about the fact that God became a man and in that transition, but he's fully God, fully man, and dies on the cross for my sin. It's a big deal to me. It's just this season of awe. And over the last few years, I've just gotten so stomach sick about the consumerism, because when you're in it, you don't see it, but when you see it, it's ooh, right? And so I've been watching this consumerism, and for the last few years, I actually just got fully over all of Christmas. I was don't even talk to me about Christmas. There's no Christmas. Just allow me, let me be, because I really, really was so burned by just the level of consumerism. And I'll be honest with you guys, this year I am so grateful because there were two separate moments in this season, this month, where I listened to a couple of pastors who really reintroduced me to the awe and the wonder and the beauty of this season. And it reminded me, just one of the pastors, we attended a church, and he was speaking about the beauty of God in his humility in becoming a man and so on. And I was oh yeah. And it was beautiful for me because it just allowed me to be able to enjoy what this season does mean for me. and be in wonder and have tears again in my eyes thinking about it, right? And for me, that's worth more than any gift. That's worth more than any money. And I don't need anything to remember that and to sit in that and to share that with my children and with my family. And the other thing I want to say about this season, because this is just the way that I do approach this season, and this one is one thing I'm going to share for you, is yes, you can still give, right? Like, the purpose of where the giving comes from is that place of love. You are able to give. You're able to give to those who are in need. You're able to give to the people that you love. But I just want to say that giving can be done with intentionality, right? Like, you can give in such a way that it means something. You can give gifts that are from the heart. You can give gifts that are free. You can give gifts that cost a lot, or you can give gifts that cost a little. And if you are feeling pressure in this season to spend what you don't have, to try to be that person who's giving gifts, if like, you want to pause and ask yourself, if someone cannot love me the same, if I don't give them an expensive gift, an impressive gift, then what is that friendship, right? And I know that for many of you, you're not giving because you're trying to impress anybody. You're giving out of a heart of love. At the same time, I want you guys to be able to pause and just ask yourself, is that there for me to give? Is that money for me to give right now? Giving is good. I love giving. Generosity is good. It is a wealth principle. It is necessary. It is good. And all I'm saying on this episode, y'all, is think. Be intentional. It's so interesting. It's very interesting, actually. In the same season where a lot of people are overspending and putting themselves into a hole, some of them digging deeper in a hole, and some people going to try to find a hole to put themselves in. I've noticed that this is also a season where we are seeing more people than ever in Money Mindset Shift. They're seeing more people than ever before give their family the gift of sleep. Now, I'm not a sleep coach, so some of you guys are like, what do you mean they're giving their family a gift of sleep? I mean this. We have noticed in this season that more people than ever before are putting their hand up. They're stepping up to the plate and they're saying, I'm going to learn whatever I need to learn to give my family some peace about our financial situation. I'm going to challenge myself before this year ends, 2021, to be able to learn how to build a financial foundation. Or they'll give themselves a gift. Like, we're literally seeing people say, I'm going to give myself a gift of breaking the self-sabotage, of ending the money arguments in my marriage, of ending the stonewalling because of the finances. Like, this is a season where so many people right now, December 2021, because a lot of you guys, you're waiting for 2022 to have your New Year's resolution, and then I will do this, do that, blah, 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 be serious, whatever. I am watching people, y'all, be like, yo, Toyin, I refuse to go into 2022 in the same headspace that I came into 2021, period. And people are stepping up to the plate and they're living a different way. They're showing up a different way. They're getting a different outcome in the remaining of this year. Some of y'all have quit on 2021. You've already quit. Some of you. The year is already over in your mind because it's December, it's the end. And I'm watching people get financial breakthroughs in this month, and other people are sitting back going, I'm just waiting for 2022 to start and then I'll start. And it's so interesting to me because while people are spending money on things that are going to go like that, they're going to forget about it in a month, in 3 months. By February, it's already done. It's now junk. There's people that are like, let me invest into my brain. Let me invest into right here, this thing between my 2 ears. Let me get myself where I need to be. Let me give myself a gift of my future, of the dream that I know I really want. And they're grabbing 2022 by the horns and telling 2022 what it is going to produce for them ahead of time. But what you guys can see from everything I'm saying, it's all a decision. It really is. You get to decide what this season is going to mean for you. You get to decide. I will either go forward or I will go backward. And it's so funny because even me, in this season, there's one area of my life, there's a couple of different areas of my life, I'm always up leveling, always finding what's the next level. And so what did we do? In this season, we know the holidays are coming. I'm going to have time off of my work. I'm going to have a couple of weeks and da-da-da. What do? I got a coach for one area that I know I want to up level as I'm going into 2022. So while people are like busying themselves doing all the things, I'm going to sit my butt down and like take stuff in to go to my next level. And it's so funny because it's available to everyone. But everyone makes different decisions about the time that we're given. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. Everyone's going to get some sort of a break if you choose in this holiday. And I know that often some of us, we don't even choose to take that break. We don't even choose to pause and breathe. We just go. We're just on autopilot. Go. There's no breaks. And it's like, I used to be that person, so I feel you. But I will say to you, if you can't pause to look at what's happening, how are you going to make it better? If you are stuck in the overworking cycle, I mean, that's a whole other conversation. And if you haven't listened to, I think it's our second podcast, go listen to the second podcast because I talk a lot about the overworking cycle. But if you're not able to pause and just enjoy your family in this time, just breathe and rest, and you have to work in this season, then maybe what you should be getting is not a Christmas trinket. Maybe what you should be getting is, how do I make sure that next holiday season, I am not in this overworking cycle any longer? And so what I want to do is I want to encourage you guys, if you are listening to this and you have been just on autopilot and you know, oh my gosh, why am I getting all these things that I'm getting? Then just wake up. That's all you need to do. Just be aware. Just have your eyes open and think to yourself, why? Why am I getting this? Do I need to be getting that? Do I have what I need for that? Do I have multiple times what I need for that? And give yourself a gift of a financial foundation that is able to give without stress, right? Like, there is a place you can build to financially where you can give and there's no stress around it. There's no backlash around it. There's no this January headache around it. Because a lot of people in January, it's like the worst season of their lives. So give yourself the gift of sleep. The gift of, I know what I'm doing with my money. The gift of, my money is finally working for me. The gift of, yes, this Christmas may look different, but it is so that next Christmas looks very, very, very different from any other Christmas before, right? And for you to be able to build that type of a lifestyle, you are going to need to be intentional in the decisions that you make today. Give yourself the gift of action. Give yourself the gift of decision making. Give yourself the gift of up-leveling and building. And for any of you guys that are at that place, because like I said, there are so many people right now that are just like, Toyin, 2022 is not going to catch me the way that 2021 did. Because here's the thing, end of the year, everybody's like, it's going to be great. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be different. I'm promising myself. I say it to myself. And you want to ask yourself, like, how many years have you done that? And there's many people that are coming to us and they're like, Toyin, 2022, I am not going into that year overworking, killing myself, stressing about how to scale my business or scale my career. What I want you guys to do, if you're in that state of mind where you're like, okay, this is the end of me coming around this mountain, book a call with our team. moneymindsetShift.ca/call. moneymindsetShift.ca/call. This is the season to begin to create what Christmas, the holidays, December can mean for you. Like I said, for me, it means really it means calm. Like December for me is a month where I am in reflection mode. I am in receiving mode. I am in prayer mode and awe mode and family mode, and it's just so beautiful. But you can make this season mean whatever you want it to mean. And I'm just inviting you guys to be intentional about what you choose this month. I love you guys. I'm so grateful for this community. And one thing I want to say, guys, is if you are listening on Apple Podcasts, definitely rate and review and leave a comment, because I love seeing you guys' comments. If you're watching this on YouTube, then leave a comment. I love engaging with you guys and seeing what you're thinking as you're listening. Answer some of the questions if you choose to. If you're listening on any other platform, definitely like, follow, subscribe, do all of those things, and share this with your friends, with your family, to help people just get intentional. That's the goal. Just get intentional. Still get the gifts, but be intentional, and don't just do what you're doing in this month because the consumerism machine is telling you that's what you're supposed to do this month. I love you guys, and we are going to see you this time next week. Peace out. Hey millionaires, thanks for tuning in to today's show. If you want to subscribe, there's a little picture of me right here. Click on that. And if you want to have a free financial breakthrough session with my team, then you can go on ahead and click on the button right here, or visit moneymindset.ca/call. I'll see you guys on the next show. Bye-bye.